I refused to sign the prenup. And then he married my best friend. And now they send Christmas cards every single year. Can you even believe it? Like, who does that? Okay. So this all starts with me, Bethany, who is 29 years old, and Ryan, we'd been together forever. Pretty much. Since college, really, we met at some lame campus party, and he was just different. Sweet, always trying to make me laugh. He was that guy who'd show up with my favorite coffee when I had an early class, or remember little things I said weeks ago. He was a good one, a really good one, or so I thought at the time. We lived in Chicago, in this nice apartment downtown. He had a good job, something with finance, made really decent money. I worked in the city too. At a marketing firm, it was fine. Not amazing, but fine. We talked about getting married all the time. It was just assumed, like we were the couple that everyone said, oh, they're definitely going to end up together. We even had our wedding Pinterest board. Totally a joint effort. He was into it, picking out venues, talking about flowers. It was cute. Then came the talk. The prenup talk. I remember it so clearly. We were out to dinner, celebrating our 5-year anniversary, and he got all serious, cleared his throat, and said, Bethany, there's something we need to discuss before we officially set a date. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to propose right here. I was practically giddy. But then he pulled out this folder, this fancy legal-looking folder, and my heart just sank. He started talking about how his family had some assets, and how it was important to them that everything was protected. He was trying to be all gentle about it, saying it was just a formality, a way to make sure everyone was comfortable, but I wasn't comfortable, not one bit. A prenup, for us, after everything we'd been through. It felt like he was telling me he didn't trust me, or that he thought I was only in it for his money. Which, okay. I mean, he did make good money, and I wasn't exactly rolling in it. But still, it was insulting. I mean, I worked hard too. My money was my money. I didn't want to mix everything up. He always wanted to combine our accounts for everything. But I was always like, no, Ryan, my savings are my savings. We have our joint account for bills, and that's enough. Because I needed to feel secure. I needed to have my own stash. For clothes. For my little trips. For whatever. And he just never understood that. He always thought it was weird. Like, what's so weird about financial independence? And he was always so private about his stuff. But he wanted to know everything about me. Like, if I went out with my friends, he'd text me nonstop. Who are you with? Where are you? What time are you coming home? And I'm like, dude, chill. I'm having fun. But if I asked him about his guys' night, he'd get all defensive. Why do you need to know? Bethany, I'm just hanging out. Double standards. It was so annoying. I had to know where he was. But he didn't have to tell me. Unacceptable. So, when he brought up this prenup, I just shut down. I couldn't even look at him. I just stared at my plate. Picked at my food. He kept talking. Trying to explain it. Trying to make it sound reasonable. But all I heard was, I don't trust you. And I just started crying. Not a lot. Just a few quiet tears. Because I knew that would get to him. He hates it when I cry. He gets all flustered. Tries to fix it. And he did. He immediately started apologizing. Saying he didn't mean to upset me. That we didn't have to do it if I didn't want to. That's Ryan for you. Always trying to avoid conflict. Always the peacekeeper. Too nice. Honestly. But the prenup thing, it planted a seed. A really ugly seed. And it grew. Every time we talked about the wedding after that, it was there. This unspoken thing. And I'd make little passive-aggressive comments. Oh, so are we still on for the wedding? Or are we going to wait until your lawyers approve of me? Or maybe we should just get married in Vegas so we don't have to deal with all this legal stuff. Huh. He'd always get quiet. Or just change the subject. He hated confrontation. And he was always trying to be so mature. So Mr. Growth Mindset. Talking about communication and feelings and setting boundaries. Like, where did all this come from? He used to be so easygoing. But then he started going to therapy. And suddenly he was a whole new person. All about emotional labor and healthy boundaries. It was exhausting. I'm a passionate person. I feel things deeply. And he just wanted to talk everything to death. It was so boring. I'd post all these cute pictures of us on Facebook. All the fun stuff we did. Always with some sweet caption about how much I loved him. Validation, to show everyone we were still this perfect couple. But behind closed doors, we were fighting all the time. And it was usually about something stupid. Something he did. Like, he'd forget to pick up something I asked for at the grocery store. And I'd be like, You never listen to me. Ryan, you just don't care. And he'd get this defeated look. He always used to apologize. But then he started saying things like, you're being dramatic. Bethany, it's just a carton of milk. Ugh. My feelings are dramatic. Okay, fine. My best friend, Clara, she was always around. We'd been best friends since high school. She was like a sister to me. And Ryan, he was good friends with her too. They'd hang out sometimes, just the two of them. If I was busy, totally innocent, she was my best friend, and he was my fiancé. What could possibly go wrong? Clara was always the quiet one, always listening, always nodding. She wasn't as outgoing as me, a little bit of a doormat, honestly, which was fine, because it meant she never really challenged me. We had this understanding. I was the star, she was the supportive sidekick, and she was good at it. She'd always be there for me, no matter what. She knew all my secrets, all my dreams. She knew all about Ryan and me, all our ups and downs. So when the prenup thing came up again, about 6 months after the first conversation, I told Clara everything. We were at my apartment, drinking wine, and I was just venting. He's trying to make me sign this stupid paper, Clara, like he thinks I'm a gold digger. And she just listened, nodding, making sympathetic noises. She even said, that's so unfair. Bethany, you're such a good person. See, always on my side. Ryan kept pushing the prenup, not in an aggressive way, more like a persistent, quiet way. My lawyer says we really need to get this done. Bethany, it's just to protect both of us. Protect both of us? It was clearly to protect him and his precious family money. He even brought up his insecurities, how he didn't want to feel like I was with him just for what he could provide. And I just roll my eyes internally. Like, you're rich, Ryan. Of course, that's part of it. But I wouldn't say that out loud. Instead, I'd sigh dramatically and say, you're being ridiculous, Ryan. You know, I love you. Why would you even think that? Weaponized vulnerability, baby, works every time. He'd backtrack immediately, tell me how much he loved me, how he just wanted me to be happy. But I wasn't going to sign it. No way. I didn't care what he said. It was a matter of principle. It felt like a test, and I wasn't going to fail it. So I kept putting him off. I'm too busy this week. Honey, or let's talk about it next month. I'm just too stressed with work right now. I made promises I had no intention of keeping. Future faker. That's me. And he just kept waiting because he was too nice, too accommodating. One night, we had a huge argument about it. The biggest one yet? He was finally fed up, I guess. He said, Bethany, we can't move forward with planning the wedding until this is resolved. And I just snapped. I said, fine. Then maybe we shouldn't get married at all. I thought that would make him cave, that he'd realize how much he wanted to marry me, and he'd just drop the whole prenup thing. But he didn't. He just stood there, looking at me, his face blank. And then he said, quietly, maybe you're right, Bethany? And then he walked out. He didn't pack a suitcase or anything. He just left. I thought he'd come back. He always came back, but he didn't. Not that night. Not the next day. Not ever. I tried calling him, of course, for a day or two, but he didn't answer. And then I figured, fine. If he wants to play games, I can play games too. I wasn't going to chase him. I was Bethany. I was strong. I was independent. A few weeks went by, and I started getting worried. Like, genuinely worried. Because he was just gone. And I called Clara. I was crying. Really crying this time. He left me. Clara. He actually left me, and she was so comforting. Oh, Bethany? I'm so sorry. He's an idiot. You deserve so much better. She was amazing. My rock. She even came over, brought me ice cream, watched movies with me. We talked for hours, just like old times. I told her everything. All my insecurities. All the things I was scared about. How I missed him, even though he was being a jerk about the prenup. And she listened. Really listened. And then, about 3 months later, I got the call from a mutual friend. Bethany, have you heard? Ryan and Clara are together. They're engaged. My entire world just stopped. Ryan and Clara, my best friend, my rock, engaged to each other? It felt like a bad joke. A really, really bad joke. I couldn't breathe. I hung up the phone, and I just stood there, staring at nothing. It was like I'd been hit by a truck. I called Clara, but she didn't answer. I texted her a million angry texts. How could you do this to me? You knew everything. You're supposed to be my best friend. She never replied. And Ryan, he blocked me on everything. And then they got married. It was a quiet ceremony. Apparently, just family. I heard about it from another friend, who was apparently still talking to Ryan. She said Clara was wearing this beautiful, simple dress, and Ryan looked so happy, and it just fueled the fire in me, the rage, the disbelief. They had moved the goalpost on me, completely changed the whole game, and I wasn't even on the field anymore. And now, every single year, every December, a Christmas card arrives in my mailbox, a glossy, perfectly curated Christmas card, with a picture of Ryan and Clara, smiling, happy. Sometimes there's a picture of them with a dog. Sometimes it's them on some fancy vacation. And every single year, they write in neat, perfect handwriting, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love, Ryan and Clara. And it's not just a card. It's a statement. It's a reminder. A constant, annual reminder of what I lost. What they took from me, because that's how I see it. They took it. They conspired against me. Clara, my best friend, going behind my back, comforting me, while she was probably already planning her future with my man. And Ryan, the too nice guy, who suddenly found his backbone with her. It's a betrayal so deep, so twisted, that I still can't fully process it. I keep the cards, I don't know why. Maybe it's just to torture myself. Or maybe it's to remind myself that I was right all along. They're terrible people. And they deserve each other. They're probably miserable, deep down. That's what I tell myself anyway. Because how could they not be, knowing what they did? My life, it's fine. I mean, I'm still at the same job. I live in the same apartment. My friends, the ones who are still talking to me anyway, they're great. But it's not the same. Every time I see a happy couple, every time I hear about someone getting married, it just stings. Because that was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be my fairy tale. And it got ripped away because of a stupid piece of paper. And because of a backstabbing best friend. I tried dating again, a few times, but it never goes anywhere. It's hard to trust people now. Every guy I meet, I just think, are you going to try and control me? Are you going to pull a fast one on me? Are you going to make me sign some stupid paper? I'm always on guard, always waiting for the shoe to drop. So I just mostly keep to myself now. It's safer. And I still think about Ryan sometimes. Not in a nostalgic, sweet way. More like a burning, resentful way. Like, how could he do this to me? To us. And Clara? Oh, Clara. I hope she trips and falls every single day. I hope her perfect life isn't so perfect. Because she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve any of it. The worst part is, I'm so alone now. I pushed a lot of people away after that whole thing because I just couldn't deal with anyone who didn't fully take my side. Anyone who said, well, maybe you should have just signed the prenup. Bethany, no. It wasn't about the prenup. It was about trust. It was about him not believing in me. But no one gets it. They all just think I'm bitter. And I guess I am. A little. But wouldn't you be if your whole life got derailed because of something so stupid, and then your ex and your best friend are sending you happy Christmas cards every year, rubbing their perfect life in your face? It's just cruel. It's a constant reminder that I chose wrong. Not that I did wrong, but that I chose wrong. I chose Ryan, and he chose Clara. And I'm still here, alone, looking at these cards. Every single year, I don't regret refusing to sign that prenup. Not really. It was a matter of principle. It showed who he really was. A guy who didn't trust me. So, good riddance, I guess. But I do regret how it all turned out. I regret that he ended up with her, and that they get to be happy, while I'm still here, still dealing with the aftermath. But it's not my fault. It's never my fault. It's just how things go sometimes. Some people just get all the luck. And some people get Christmas cards that feel like a personal attack. And I'm the latter. Every single year,